Alright, Chuckle King here for TBL Season 2. I'm pretty stoked about this. So, Leo and I have first pick, and as you guys are seeing, or maybe I didn't explain it before, but I'm going to be doing like a live reaction of the picks. So, Leo and I decided on our first overall pick. We didn't really think too hard about that, but picks 2 and 3 because we had the wheel, because we got first overall pick because we won last season. So, Leo's going to pick the second and third mons. And he's not going to tell me what like his thought process is or what he's picking. So I'm going to live see the picks being made, and hopefully there's something I like. They might be stuff I don't like. We'll see. I'll be doing the same thing for picks 4 and 5, and then he'll do the same for 7 and 8, and then 9 and 10 I'll be picking, and so forth. So should be pretty interesting. I know Leo's going to make some bad picks, but it is what it is. I'll make this team work out. I guess we got free agency at the worst, but there's only 8 teams, so you can only pick like so bad mons. So yeah, Leo had first overall pick. We have some options here at 18 points. Dragapult, Landorus Eye, Mew. Probably all things I would have considered in this slot. I don't think anything in 17 or below I would have really considered. So yeah, the first overall pick, we decided on Dragapult. Not too tough. We did win with it last season, and I think we can do pretty well with it again this season. So yeah, fingers crossed that hopefully Leo can pick some good mons that go with it. So Dragapult can kind of struggle against fairy types just because Draco Meteor isn't affected by them, and usually fairies have decent special defense that can take Shadow Balls fairly well. So definitely want fairy killers. We want dark killers because they resist Shadow Ball, and usually a decent amount of darks have good special defense to take Draco Meteors. So we want good fairy killers, good dark killers, normal killers because they're immune to Shadow Ball, and they'd have to get hit by a Draco Meteor. And stuff like Lickilicky can handle Dragapult at least okay. They can't handle Dragon Dance sets for the most part, but they can handle spec sets or like special attacking sets at least okay. So normal answers, dark answers, fairy answers. They'd probably be the 3 types I would be looking after. Maybe steel killers as well. So yeah, we can't really go wrong. Honestly, I'd be cool if you got with a lot of the 18-point mons. Celesteela, I have a lot of fun with. Garchomp, Landorus Eye, that's not going to last. Latios, we could probably skip on just because we have Dragapult. We could go Dragon Spam, but we could probably go cheaper Dragon Spam than going Latios, Dragapult, especially because both are weak to Dark and Ghost. Mew would be great. Torn T. Leo's not going to pick it, but I would really like it. Zygarde, we could probably pass on that as well. So if you got like Celesteela, Garchomp, Lando, Mew, Torn, any of those, that'd be great. Let's see, in 17 points, Jirachi would be okay, kind of meh. Landorus T looks a lot better, that would be neat. Melmetal plus Dragapult, I had that combo in NCP, I'd be cool with that. Rillaboom seems just like a pretty decent mon. Tapu Koko would be awesome if we were able to get that. Victini would be great as well. Victini handles grass types that could also kind of at least somewhat answer Dragapult, and it also takes advantage of fairy types pretty well. Zeraora, just because it's so fast, would be cool to have like 2 really fast mons like I had for APA when I won with Dragapult. So yeah, Victini would be cool. Zapdos would work fine. I don't think it's something that Leo would pick, but it would work well. It can handle grass types, just decent bulk. Zapdos would be kind of underwhelming, actually. Zeraora, Victini, Koko, Melmetal, Landorus T, they'd all be cool picks. He went with those. Otherwise, like, Clefable would be fine in this role. Necroz would be fine. Maybe 16-point Terrakia would be great. Tapu Lele would also work. So I like a lot of options there. Again, I don't think you can really go wrong, but we'll see. Alright, so the draft order came around pretty quickly. It makes sense because there's only 8 teams, so there's only so many Pokemon that could be taken at this point. So Leo told me he just drafted the round 2 and 3. Hopefully they're mons that I appreciate. Oh gosh. They gotta be good. Let's see. Koko Ferrothorn. Okay, that's workable. That's very workable. I'm very surprised that Tapu Koko lasted as long as it did. That's really surprising. I feel like people rate Tapu Koko as like a top half round 1 type of Pokemon, especially for Galar deck, so I was very surprised that it lasted, let alone like getting back to us for round 2. That seems like a really cool offensive combination there. Dragapult plus Koko, two of the fastest mons available, especially because Zeraora was taken. So yeah, Koko being the fastest available really strong Pokemon, I will 100% take. Defog support, that's really, really nice. Yeah, I like this combination for sure. Ferrothorn, that's great. Probably the best biker in the game. And really reliable stealth rocks. We probably get another rocker, maybe two. But between Ferrothorn and maybe a reliable ground type rocker, that's all we would really need. Oh man, I really like this. Dragapult can handle water types. Maybe if it specs it can handle water types, it's a little bit of a nuisance to take down. But Ferrothorn providing spikes for Dragapult and more easily to a KO, and then having Tapu Koko is just a great combination. Yeah, I really like this combo here. Dragapult doesn't handle dark types terribly well because they resist Shadow Ball, and most dark types can be special defensive. So I really like Tapu Koko in his role to take advantage of dark types, especially because Dragapult can just U-turn out on dark types and get in Koko. So I really like that combination. Or bring in Ferrothorn and just set up spikes on them. And that fits like Mandibuzz. Yeah, so Dragapult doesn't handle fairies that well, but we have Ferrothorn that at least defensively switches into them. Some fairies have a Mystical Fire, so that could be a downside there, but we could handle them otherwise. We can get a strong fire type or a strong poison type to take care of fairies, because we probably want a more offensive way to handle fairies. So that probably either means a good poison type or a good fire type. Poison type would be preferred because it resists fairy and it's also super effective. Fire resists fairy, but it's only neutral. But if you get an Entei or a Darmanitan, they're going to be dishing out pretty decent damage. What else? Dragapult doesn't handle normals the best. Koko has Taunt, so it could probably beat most normal types, because they're not the strongest Pokemon either. And then Ferrothorn can obviously set up spikes and Stealth Rocks on them, Leech Seed for recovery. Koko is nice to have just general reliable recovery, and Ferrothorn has a Leech Seed to maybe give recovery to other Pokemon on the team. So Dark type answer we have in Koko, Fairy answer we have in Ferrothorn. Normal type answer, we can get a fighting type later. Any fighting type, I like Galar Zapdos. That seems like a pretty fun option. Hawlucha Terrain is an option we can go in. Maybe not something I would prefer, but definitely viable. Buzzwole for 13 seems pretty cheap. That seems like something I would definitely consider targeting with that pick. Pick 4 and 5. If it's still available, Buzzwole seems like a really nice option. So I don't think I want to use a lot of points to be drafting a lot of the 15, 16, 17, 8-point ones. Because we only have 60 points left for 8 slots. So we can spend for more expensive ones, but that means we're getting really cheap mons for the rest of the draft. So we probably want to budget it out a little bit better. Yeah, we'll see what's around though. I'll think about this a little bit more when it comes to my round 4, round 5 picks. Alright, it is our pick for TBL. Currently, as we see here, we have Dragapult, Koko, Ferrothorn. What went in last round? Latios Finny. That's kind of crazy. Heatran. Nidoqueen would have been a cool mon. Rotom Heat would have been a cool mon with the team. Incineroar, Slowbro would have been definitely cool options. Regieleki is a really cool option, low-key. But I think I said it before, and I think it's a pretty solid combination. I think the first Pokemon I'm going to draft is Nidoking. Nidoking gives just a really solid fairy killer that Ferrothorn doesn't necessarily provide. Toxapex could have been cool in this role. Ferrothorn plus Toxapex is a pretty solid defensive combination, and Toxapex would have given me mainly an ice resist, which is going to definitely be a downfall of the team currently. However, I believe it's only Kyurem has been drafted as an ice type. Weavile is still on the board. Darmanitan, Galar are still on the board, so hopefully they stay there for the rest of the draft, and not a lot of teams draft strong ice types. But yeah, Nidoking sits at a nice speed tier 2. It's right in the middle. Because obviously with Koko, Dragapult, they're too super fast, and then Ferrothorn's really slow. So it's something in the middle there. So Nidoking is nice. It is a ground weakness too, which Ferrothorn doesn't help with just because it's a steel and grass, so it's neutral to that, and Koko's obviously weak to it. So something that can alleviate that. It doesn't alleviate the ice weakness, but also alleviates a psychic weakness and a ghost weakness and an earthquake resist. So just a lot of perfect things paired into 1-1 Mandibuzz. that plus Ferrothorn plus even like Coco to an extent is a pretty nice defensive combination there. So I think this is going to work out really well. We definitely want a strong physical breaker, which we really don't have this team. Nidoking usually wants to be more specially based, so hopefully Leo can pick one up too. This combination is 26 points, so it's going to leave us with 34 points for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So definitely doable. You could pick up like a really expensive mon if you wanted. I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. It would be cool to get Rapid Spin, something like Starmie, or like even Blastoise I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to with him picking. It'd also be a really nice Ice Resist, which we don't have on the team right now. A Fire type would be nice, maybe like a, how much is Entei? Entei is 11 points, that's a little expensive. Arcanine is 13, that's way too expensive. I would probably be a little bit better with Entei. Moltres is 11 too. Oh, that's expensive. So Fire types might be a little expensive. Another Pokemon I considered was Buzzwole over Mandibuzz, because it does give a ground resist and is not weak to ice. But a fighting type would also be nice to take on Steels in addition to Nidoking. So yeah, just some suggestions, and hopefully Leo will do that, but we'll see. He's bad, so I could see him picking like random really bad mons, but I'm really liking what we got so far.
Yeah, Boss YouTube, aka What's Up YouTube. So I'm pretty sure that Shaco King went over what exactly he's trying to do with this type of draft analysis, so I'm not going to be touching on that any further. But if you guys do enjoy this, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment as well, letting us know what you think about our draft, and make sure to subscribe to him and to my YouTube channel so you guys can follow our entire season of the TBL, because we will be alternating weeks as we did in week 1. So as you can see here, we have our first 3-round picks. We both agreed that we wanted Dragapult just because it's easily probably the best Pokemon in the format, and then I got to choose our first wheel pick, and then Shuckle picks the second, and then we alternate from there until the end. So I went Tapu Koko and Ferrothorn, which I'm pretty sure he touched on. So I haven't seen yet what he has drafted, so I'm going to look over the teams real quick and give you an idea of what I potentially would have drafted. So looking at all the drafts currently, because it is only 8 teams, there's going to be wild drafts obviously, so I definitely think I would want a good ground type here. Potentially a fire type as well, just so we can start getting our fire, water, grass core going, because we already have an amazing Fairy Steel Dragon core. Something like Nidoking or Swampert would be potentially what I wanted as a ground type. Mamoswine also doesn't seem entirely that bad. However, though, I would rather have a ground type that can more reliably stealth rock safely. Like Mamoswine typically wants to be offensive, and you don't really want to waste a turn getting up rocks with Mamoswine, so I probably wouldn't go Mamo here. Definitely Swampert or Nidoking, I think, would be my 2 picks. Although with Nidoking, we are a little bit ground weak because our grass type is part steel, but we can deal with that later potentially. And then a really good fire type as well makes a lot of sense. Like Victini seems so tempting, although with Nidoking and Tapu Koko, that would be a little bit iffy, again, because of Ferrothorn. So I don't know if I would go Victini here. Ideally, I guess like Cinderace or Swampert is not that bad actually. Like Cinderace is a mon that I really enjoy personally. Nidoking is just a really good stealth rocker. Plus with Nidoking, it gives us a Fairy Killer, which is huge for Dragapult. So yeah, I think I would either go 2 of Victini, Cinderace, and Nidoking, Swampert. So one ground and 1 fire type potentially. So let's see what Shuckle King drafted for us here in our second wheel, and I'll make sure to add it here. So he decided to go Nidoking. Yes, I knew it, man. Nidoking is just so good. It makes so much sense too. Like Nidoking deals with fairy types, it just murders them. It can also deal with steel types for Dragapult. Like Nidoking plus Dragapult is a really good combo in my opinion. And then second off, he got Mandibuzz. Now personally, I am not the biggest Mandibuzz fan, but it does make sense just because Mandibuzz is probably one of the best answers for Dragapult, and I've never actually used Mandibuzz. So yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with Nidoking and Mandibuzz. We do have a little bit of an ice weakness, but we can definitely touch that up. I get next wheel, so we'll see how things go.
All right, here we are for the next picks. This is like a little side doc that Leo would have for doing this little way about approaching This draft, I just have a feeling these picks are going to be so bad from Leo. There's like not many points left, but there's definitely enough points left where we can still get like half decent stuff and not get trash. And I really hope we just didn't get trash stuff. I'm going to be upset. This is not going to be good. See, I knew that Leo wasn't going to be able to mess up. He could have messed the first 2 picks, but he didn't. I gave him like a 9 out of 10 on it. That was pretty solid what he got. This is gonna definitely make up for it. Surfetched and Kangaskhan. Oh no. What is that? Did we actually get that? Oh, that sucks. What? So let's see. What is Surfetched even? It's just slow, too. We don't need something that's slow. And Kangaskhan's not really the fast Pokemon that I would be looking for in this tier that could, like, reliably Choice Scarf. And Surfetched is not going to be reliably Choice Scarfing either. I do like that Surfetched is, like, a really nice physical breaker. We could have gotten something better, though. This doesn't really patch up really any weakness. Kangaskhan... I don't even know what Kangaskhan does. I got Mandibuzz because I wanted a Ghost Resist. It has a speed, and it has priority, which is fine, but like Kangaskhan doesn't want to run speed a whole lot. It generally wants to be bulky. I really don't understand this pick. So we don't have a water type. We didn't get any ice resist either, so we need a pretty good water answer. Or a water Pokemon. No fire type. We got a fighting type. I don't know if Surfetch would have been the mon I would have picked. I've never used Surfetch, so Scrappy hits ghost types. Don't really care about that because we have Dragapult. Why are we gone? Man, this is bad.
All right, so don't listen to anything that Shuckle said. He's just upset that I made good choices that he can't wrap his head around. I felt like my theory behind my 2 picks in Surfetch and Kangaskhan made sense. Reason being is that I was like, the main things that stop Surfetch are flying types, ghost types, and... Not ghost types, sorry. Flying types and psychic types, which we have Dragapult, Tapu Koko, and Mandibuzz for. So that basically means Surfetch comes in, clicks stab, and things die. So yeah, and then Kangaskhan was really a budget pick because at this point before these 2 picks, we had 34 points and we still had a lot of things that we had to cover. My main concern was being ice weak. So I was like, I really want a water type later that's just a pure water. And I was looking at lower budget picks and I was like, I want a lower cheap normal type. And I was like, well, Kangaskhan makes sense. I kind of like Kangaskhan over something like Regigigas or Tauros just because of the bulk. And the priority option is still really good too. We don't really have the best priority right now. And Kangaskhan does have strong fake outs and Psycho Punch still hits really hard. Along with Surfetch also having access to First Impression, which is nice. So I felt like Surfetch and Kangaskhan made sense. But of course, Shuckle King had to cry about it.
Okay. Yeah, this was... painful. Yeah. Oh boy. We know we want a water type, and I think a water type that would have been cool and makes sense with this team is Clawitzer, because we have terrain. So if we get like terrain boosted, electric boosted attacks, like this is a great water response answer. Like water types can't really handle Clawitzer. It's not like we're that weak to water, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, now I'm not going with Clawitzer with this because we do need Heal Bell support. An option was Lapras. Lapras isn't that bad, but the mon that I went is Lantern. Lantern is actually like pretty decent at checking some top tier threats like Tornadus, Tapu Fini, Scizor. Like it's pretty good answers to this team. Now we do have Koko that kind of handles a lot of these things as well. Doesn't handle Scizor as well, like a banded Scizor. So I guess you're forced around a quick attack. So that's not bad there. Could be Rocky Helmet for Melmetal. We have Ferrothorn, so that's not that big of a deal. Interesting how this team is going to finish out their draft. Doesn't really handle this team too well. Dracovish, I guess. Dracovish Mantine. Volton. Neolego. It handles those fine, but Zargard Rillaboom kind of makes Lantern kind of unviable. Handles Aurora really well. Like this team, I do a pretty decent job against. Mercy Rash of Strike is an okay answer for. Handles this team okay. Celesteela kind of handles okay. Slowbro, Rotom, Heat. So yeah, I think Lantern just makes a lot of sense, especially because it's how much is it? 6 points. I'm definitely fine with that. So Lantern is our first pick. That leaves with 15 points left. I want something that can Scarf. And then we're like pretty much set. It would be better to get another ground resist outside of Mandibuzz. But is what it is. I'm going to be picking something that I think is just the best value from our pretty low tier. I'll leave Leo with a decent amount of points to maybe pick something that's somewhat decent. I'm going Reboot for 3 points. Hits decently hard against like Cadet Speed or Lele and do pretty decent damage to this team. There is a Land OT, so it's kind of unfortunate, but outside of that, it does okay against it. We actually kind of struggle pretty hard against Land OT. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I could go Rapidash in that same role, but Leo likes Rapidash, so that's why I'm not gonna pick it. Rapidash would be better against like Celesteela, but it's kind of unviable against everything else. Reboot can at least U-turn, and it's stronger, even though it's a little slower. So yeah, hopefully Leo with Lantern plus Reboot, we're very weak to Earthquake. Ferrothorn can take hits okay, and then Mandibuzz is there, but outside of that, we're pretty hurting to take an Earthquake. Even like Altina would be better than a Kangaskhan. Yeah, that was rough. If I were Leo, I would honestly pick something from this 11-point tier. There's a lot of really cool mons that are available. Just something that can hit hard, preferably on the physical end. Again, because Nidoking, Dragapult, Coco all can, but they really don't want to. Reboot is a Reboot. It's not coming that much. Surfetch is nice in that role. Kangaskhan's okay in that role. I'd probably... Lucario, probably not. Mimikyu, I don't think so. Yeah, I give him options to pick something just decent. Just get something decent. It would be great if we're ground resist, but we can manage it otherwise. Maybe something for Land OT. So, yeah, I'm going to lock in Reboot and Lantern, and hopefully it all works out.
So as for what we would get here, I'm really not too sure. Every team has a water type already, so we could get our water type last. So I don't think Chuckle's going to pick a water type. A fire type wouldn't be too bad. We could still have use for a psychic type. I have Slowking there because Slowking is the water type I want. That's like the main water type I have my eye on. I think it fits really well with what we have, and it covers certain holes that we have as well. So yeah, I'm really not sure what Shuckle here got. So let's take a look at Discord real quick. All right, so he decided to get Lantern. Why would you get Lantern and Reboot? Why? I don't know. Why is there a Lantern? Man, see, things are ruined. All right, so here we are with a Lantern and a Reboot, as well as 12 points for 2 more Pokemon. So we are a little bit weak to a couple things. We also are lacking certain roles is what I was thinking going into this final wheel pick here. And there's actually one Pokemon I had my eye on a few rounds ago that I am very happy stuck around, and that is going to be Uxie. I think Shuckle will be okay with this pick because I feel like Uxie does fill a lot of roles that we need. It gives us a better answer to ground types, which is amazing because our only real immunity was Mandibuzz because our grass type was Ferrothorn, which is neutral to them. So Uxie helps us out there. It gives us another Momentumon, which is amazing. It also has access to a lot of amazing supported moves, and as well as Hazards and potentially a setup sweeper with Nasty Plot or Calm Mind. So yeah, that was really nice, and that was 11 out of our 12 final points. So our last Mon was just a random 1-pointer. I thought we could maybe bring 2 a game, possibly 2. There might be a chance there. And that was Swirlix. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Chuck was going to say something about the 1-pointer regardless, but hey, we get webs out of Swirlix, I guess. So yeah, we'll see what what Shuckle has to say. So yeah.
All right, here we are for the last 2 picks for TBL. I don't think Leo can really mess this up. Let's see. I don't know if he updated this roster's tab or not, so I'm going to look in the draft. Uxie and Swirlix, what the okay. I'm okay with this pick. Swirlix for webs is honestly fine. For 1 point, that's okay. I imagine a lot of teams are bringing like Rapid Spin or Defog against us anyway. Because we do have Ferrothorn and Nidoking, we have a lot of Hazard. So I don't know how many teams are going to be reliably not bringing Hazard support. So I don't know how much Swirlix is going to help. Uxie definitely makes sense on this team. It's going to be a lot bulkier, so could take like a general. I give this pick like the Swirlix. I'd probably like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I'm honestly like pretty satisfied with this pick. It does help with our ground weakness for sure. We don't have a psychic type yet in the team. Not that it matters a whole lot. Can give decent support in the Dragapult. Coco can also set up against Nasty Plot, right? Yeah, so it has a little bit of offensive capability, but it's going to just be a general bulky pivot, which is good. Just U-turn momentum. That I guess Kangaskhan is going to have to be a little bit more offensive. Surfetch can be more offensive. I think our team's going to struggle a little bit with bringing choice Garfers. We do have Dragapult and Coco, but like a base 100 speed, 105 speed Mon is gonna Scarf's gonna add speed both of those. Unless we bring Scarf Coco or Scarf Dragapult. I do like Scarf Dragapult, so that's fine. Scarf Coco seems a little weird, but doable. Scarf Surfetch probably isn't the most ideal. Scarf Nidoking could work. Scarf Kanga doesn't seem the most ideal. Scarf for Boot could work. So yeah, I'm definitely okay with this selection. Definitely helps with our ground weakness for sure. Gets us another rocker, more momentum. So honestly, I'm pretty okay with this pick. I'm pretty happy with how this team turned out. I just like a little bit more offense. I'm just not a big fan of the Surfetched and the Kangaskhan. I feel like we could have gone with a little bit more utility with the Kangaskhan, so that way we could have picked a little bit more optimal or maybe a little bit more offensive stuff at the end. I don't really like Kangaskhan as our normal on this team. Surfetch is fine, whatever. It just would have been nice for a little bit faster. So yeah, not bad, Leo. But I mean, Surfetch and Kanga were trash. But Uxie Swirlix, I was hoping that Leo was going to pick something like in 10 and 11 and then just get a throwaway Mon for 1 or 2 points. So I'm glad he actually went that route. And he got something that fits the team. It's probably one of the best Mons available, honestly. So not bad, Leo. Hey, so that's our draft analysis for TBL Season 2. This is definitely a different format, so just let me know how you guys thought about this. Yeah, again, we were totally blind of each other's picks until we saw the doc live or the Discord, so it was definitely an interesting build here, and hopefully this season should be pretty fun. We're going to try to not make any free agent changes. We'll roll with the punches with this team, and hopefully it'll work out. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this video. But yeah, until next time, later guys.